Bolok. The pasuk says, "Mi mana afar Yaakov umisper Yisro v'Yisro." The blessing is that we cannot count the Jewish people because they are so plenty. Who can count the dirt of Israel? In other words, there's so plenty. And umisper Yisro v'Yisro, who can count the amount of how many Jews there are? The word which you use is the word reva. The word reva can mean one of two things. It can mean a quarter or can mean four. And the Alter Rebbe explained that there's 4 levels, which is hinted in the pasuk V'lichvedi berasiv yetzartiv afasisiv, that everything was created for the glory of Hashem, and specifically when you're coming and saying what is the creation, we're using the words barasiv, yetzartiv, afasisiv, bria yitzirasir, which symbolizes 3 worlds. In a person, because a person is a small world, and therefore he has whatever is in the big world, and everything around is in a small sense in a person as well. It's a concept of machshava, dibur, u'maaseh, thought, speech, and action. So it says, berasiv, yetzartiv, afasisiv, bria yitzirasir, thought, speech, and action. Then there's a word that connects in the word af, also. And it brings out the question that is brought many times in Likutei Torah: why was the soul coming down to this world? And he explains that when it was connected to Hashem, he had love of Hashem, he had tremendous love and fear of God. So why did he need to come to this world? And he explains that there's 2 different levels of loving of Hashem. One level of love to Hashem, love to God, is by understanding. But the more a person understands the greatness of Hashem, the more he wants to be connected to Him. In a person down in this world, that level is also found by opposite in a position of godliness. There's also understanding of other things opposite of Hashem, physical things, pleasure of the world, or even negative things, and a person can connect to them as well. So that level is one in godliness, and opposing it is also in opposite of holiness. Together with it, there's a level that we have in holiness that you do not have in opposite of it. And that is the concept of kshe eref, stubbornness. The verse says, "V'salachta, kiam ksherefu v'salachta." The way Chassidus explains that pasuk is, since the Jewish people are stubborn, therefore you should forgive them. In other words, there's a certain level of love to Hashem which comes from a much greater level than understanding. It comes from the level of higher than understanding, a love which is naturally that we have inside of us when we waken that tremendous love, and that is almost, if you will, like a present that we get from Hashem. That level, a Yid is stubborn, that he loves God and he wants to be connected to God. Now, that level, if he awakens that level, there's no opposition to that level. And therefore, you very quickly and very easily win the fight against his evil inclination. Now, that love is put in and hinted of the word af, also. Also means, if you want to say just thought, speech, and action, you just say thought, speech, and action. If you say thought, speech, and also action, the word also comes to include something else which is not really in the same category, which is much higher level. And that afasisiv, that's the level of the love of Hashem with the level of amkshe erefu, that is stubborn, he has desire which is higher than understanding. And understanding would not stop him. But where is that desire? That comes next to asisiv, next to action. Because when do you see that tremendous love? It comes specifically connected with action. And therefore, when a person does the action, it's not only that he does by itself, but it actually connects to the highest level. And that is why I use specifically the word Reva Yisrael, which is the fourth level, or the fourth level, which is the quarter, which is that specific level, desire higher than everything else, because that connects the action to the highest level, to the love which is higher than understanding. A good Shabbos.